Hello, everybody. It's Big Al with some more content for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. It has just occurred to me that I don't have a commander video on Boromir. So let's talk about him. He is one that I believe very much that he should be ascended from epic to legendary very early in the game so that you have a reliable tank or support commander just like Dwalin. So let me go look at Boromir. First, we're going to go to the skills. Okay. Right here, we have his Respect 2 skill. It is called Warden. And it gives 3 allied formation units 45% chance to evade damage taken from the first 5 hits. And it gives 10% unit hit points when it's maxed out. So, this is a great skill. Unfortunately, the percentages don't go up when you ascend them, which I think they should. But pretty much because he's an epic, it helps just like Gil's evade, Undying's evade, but because he's epic, it's a lot smaller percentage. His R4 skill, air, is his tanking defensive skill. Each round, defense of the commander's formation is +7. It's modified by command stack, and it stacks up to 10 times when it's maxed out. So with the modification, you are talking another point for a level 10 with every command, every 100 command. Now, I have him fully, the best purple gear you can have, and it's all fully refined. And he has 372 command. So pretty much he would gain an extra 3.7 on that skill. And it already starts at 7. So you're gaining 10.7 defense every round, and it stacks up to 10 times. So even just going to, let's say, round 5, that's an extra 50 defense. Come on, who doesn't like that? And again, he is a support commander. So there, right there, between his R2 and his R4, we have 2 support skills. Next, I'm going to talk about the bottom R0 skill. Horn of Gondor. Attack of 3 allied formations. And remember, when you say formations, you're talking about the commander and the unit. So attack of 3 allied formations, +18 for 1 round, and it modifies by command stat. And at level 10, it is 3 per 100 of command. So again, right here with the absolute best purple gear you can have, fully maxed, I have the 372. So you're talking 3 times 3 is 9, and then the 0.7. So you pretty much say you're getting an extra 10 command, or 10 attack. So that would be 28 attack. You get an extra 5 unit attack, and then if you have it maxed out, that gives all 4 formations the buff. His last skill, and this is his least important skill, High Warden of the White Tower. It is a damage skill. Okay, it deals 180% damage, physical damage once to 2 enemy formations. It gives units a little bit more damage stat, and targets attack -10 for 1 round when you get it maxed out. Okay, there is no damage dealer in the game that only has 1 damage skill. I repeat, there is no damage dealer in the game that has 1 damage skill. So Boromir is a support or a tank. There is 2 ways, in my opinion, there's only 2 ways to really build him as the support. It depends if he is the tank or if he is the support. And when I say him as the support, I mean you having another tank in the formation like Frodo or Falcon or somebody like that, or Gil. Okay, which you don't want to run double Gil and Boromir. I don't see that working. But anyways, so I run him as the tank in my formation. So the way that I skill him is you put the 10 points in Warden because that is the most important skill on Boromir. Next, because he is tanking, I want his defense up as much as possible because he's going to be taking the majority of the hits. So then I would max out the R4 air skill. Then, with the extra points, I put 1 point in High Warden, and the only reason I put that 1 point and only 1 point is to take an instance of damage from the enemy's White Council. That is the only reason. And then every extra point goes into Horn of Gondor to where you're buffing your other formations. So next I'm going to talk about if he is the support instead of the tank, which means he would have a tank in front of him like Gil, Frodo, Falcon, okay? And you're just using him as a support. So I'm going to reset the skills. But again, you're going to go Warden first. And then I truly believe you put 5 points in air to start with for your second second skill. Because regardless, he is the support, he's not taking. He still needs to be able to survive. That way, his Horn of Gondor skill works. So, this one, then you max this out. Okay? And I would put 1 point in High Warden, but after this, the rest of it goes into air, the R4 skill. So, like I said, this build is if he is the support. If there is another tank in your formation and he is just truly there to support your other armies. Okay? Let's go to the gear. No matter what, you need high command. You are going to get the highest command out of these items when it comes to purple gear. Okay, you have the cutlass, and this is 100% for his tank build. Okay, you have the cutlass, and it gives you, out of purple gear, gives you the most unit defense and the most command. The command as plus 130 is very, very important. Next, you have the horseman's helm. Same thing, all unit defense and command. Then you have his armor, the superior hauberk. Well, on armor, you do not get any other ability except hit points. But because if we were using him as the tank, all we want is unit defense. Then we go to the accessory. Same thing. As you see, high defense, unit defense, and command. Now, if we wanted to throw in some purple gear, you could throw in a Reckoning, a Silver Harp works, a Cask of the Submerged Isle works, things like that. The Elf Hawbuck, the High Elf Hawbuck is what I think it's called. So, I don't think I got one. Even a Durin's plate would work. Okay, it's the second best. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, let me go back into Boromir so I'm not confusing you guys. When I was talking about the gold gear, right here, the Superior Elf Hawbuck is the best item for him when he is the tank. Now, if you're using him as the support, I still like the unit defense and the command build. But you could throw in some of the items that have unit attack, okay, and command. So like the firework for on purple, for instance. See, I'm getting command and I'm getting unit attack. This is if I'm using him as a support. You could do something like that. Let's see, what else could we throw on him? I don't think there's really a helmet. Let's see. Okay, not really. armor, and weapon. There is a couple that do give unit attack. Don't remember which ones they are off the top of my head. Okay, like an Easterling spear, but you don't want that because you want command. Okay, you could do a crossbow that gives you a little bit unit attack, but it's still giving unit defense and command. Okay, so there's a couple different options. I think he works best as a tank. I recommend ascending him. Okay, I run him as the leader of my B team in both of my other accounts. So I hope this video makes sense to everyone. I love Boromir. I am a big fan of his. Oh, I didn't talk about his relic. So, one thing. Nope, wrong one. One thing about his relic. Okay. First off, we're talking about the stats. Okay. The command is awesome. You need command. The unit defense and the unit attack are both usable, depending on which way you're setting him up. The commander attack does not matter. He will not do enough damage to warrant putting any more points than just one in his damage skill. So then you have the ability of his relic. From round 6 onward, damage dealt by man units in the commander's formation plus 6.6%. Okay, if you're using him as a support, this might help. If you're running him with like cataphracts, it's probably the only thing that I can see people really running him with as a support. As a full tank, Swan Knights in role play, you're going to probably be using on him if you are defense. So, yes, it could help, but honestly, the ability of the relic just isn't that important. So, the important thing would be the extra command and then the unit stats. So, that's what I have to say about Boromir. Again, I like Boromir. He is in my first or second formations on my accounts. I believe that he should be ascended to legendary. I can't really see him being ascended to mythic unless you have a lot of other commanders you've already done. He would be a little bit down on the list, but that's my opinion. So the two ways to build Boromir, whether he's a tank or you're using him as just a support. So that's all I got. As always, make the most out of what you got.